shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Hi, I'm Robert, Senior Pastor here at Snowmass Chapel. So wonderful to see you all on this beautiful summer day. When I was a little boy, I grew up in El Paso, Texas, and grew up in a neighborhood that Mr. Rogers would have been proud of. It was the kind of neighborhood where everybody knew each other and children could play safely and wander throughout the neighborhood with no worries. Neighbor knew neighbor, neighbor helped neighbor. It was pretty idyllic. Well, anyway, I remember one summer afternoon, I was probably 6 or 7 or so years old, and there was this vacant lot across the street from the house in which I grew up. And one day, a couple of my friends and I, we gathered in that vacant lot. In fact, we gathered on that vacant lot many, many times, and the lot was full of rocks and dirt, and what was really wonderful, it even had ant hills. It's pretty cool. But anyway, it was the place where we engaged in lots of play. And I remember one day, one afternoon, it was a summer afternoon, as I said, and I fell and I scraped my knee. And it was a deep scrape, one of those real ouchy scrapes that burn when you get in the shower. Anyway, you know, as scrapes can be, my knee really bled and blood ran down my shin. And the first thing I wanted to do was to run home. And I wanted to run home because I knew it was there that I would get a hug. It was there that I would get some love. It was there that I would get some Bactine and a bandage. And I remember that day so well, more than I do the very insignificant scrape that I had. I've been thinking about that experience and many others because I'm wondering, during this time of great upheaval and uncertainty, how many of us are feeling a little scraped up? How many of us are feeling a little bloodied? How many of us are feeling a little bit of an ouchie? How many of us wish we could go home? Home where everything is safe, everything is good, everything is known, everything is predictable, and everything's gonna be okay. So I've been thinking about that and asking myself, well, where is home anyway? If I have this desire to be home, if you have this desire to be home, where is home? Long, long, long ago, there was a guy named David, and he was king of a country. And he didn't have an easy time, and he was imperfect. He did some things well, he did some things really terribly. And during a particularly tough time in his life, he prayed out, as he wrote down in one of his Psalms, I just want to be in the house of God. I want to be with God right now. And he wrote those words as he was really struggling. And then a little bit later, he wrote down some other words. He said, you know, I realize there is nowhere that I can go where God is not. He said, I can't even flee from God. Wherever I go, into a mountain, into a cave, into light, into darkness, God is there. And he married those two Psalms into a concept that home is where God is, and God is everywhere. And so I invite you to join me in spending some time at home with God during these tumultuous times. Ask God to give you that sense that God is with you, giving you strength, giving you what you need, giving you peace, making everything okay. Because I want you to remember, as I need to remind myself, we all need to be home, and home is where God is, and God is everywhere. God bless you. Much love.
Who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me